So what I want to do in this video is just really to go over the basic notes of Leining. This is not all inclusive, as in it doesn't include every single note that there is, but it's probably like 95% of what you'll need in order to read the notes of the Torah. Now, as you're probably aware, there are different cantillations, there are different traditions on how the notes are pronounced. The one that I do is the Lithuanian Leining, which is very popular, especially in the UK, where I'm from, also in South Africa and other countries as well. On the whole, any style of Leining will be accepted in different shuls, although it is worth finding out whether your synagogue is strict about the particular style that you do. So what you see in front of you, as I mentioned, is all of the notes, and I'm going to go through the whole thing first, and then go through it a lot slower. And the way to kind of learn it is almost as a song, so that it just becomes so familiar. And then what you can do is you can go to the Torah, and you'll see the different notes there, and you kind of come and see here how they're pronounced. Pardon me. And after a while, like really, really soon, you'll find that you actually know the notes. So here we go. Pashta munach zarka munach segol munach revihi mapach pashta zakef gadol mercha tipcha munach et nachta pazeh tlisha ketana tlisha gedola kadma v'azla geresh gershayim dargar tevi yativ sof pasuk. Now, at the end, you'll probably notice I actually missed out a note, pasik, the second last, because almost always it's done at the end of pasuk. Sof means end, and pasuk means verse or sentence, and so I just did the more common. Now I want to go back to the beginning now and just talk about each note. I'm not going to get technical, but I'm just going to tell you how I remember them, so that hopefully it will make it slightly easier. The first note, pashta, to the top right, you'll see has a curve going up. So we're going to do a jump, and it goes like this. Pashta. If you can repeat it, or repeat it with me. Pashta. The next note is munach. And you'll see there's different kinds of munach. It's kind of a fill-in note, a rest, and depending where it comes, depending how it's pronounced. But generally, you look to the next note to see how it's pronounced. So here, it's munach, pashta munach zarka. And you get this quite a lot, and you get munach zarka. So zarka is the actual important note here, which is a twiddle. You can see it's a twiddle up and down and around and this kind of thing above the aleph. And the zarka goes zarka. And the munach goes munach. With the zarka, it goes munach zarka. So I'm just going to do those three notes together. Pashta, munach, zarka. I suggest you just pause the video and do those three. Pashta, munach, zarka. Then we have the munach again with a segol. Now the munach segol is kind of a filler note in itself. It's like a munach and then another one like that. And it goes like this. They go together once again, the munach and segol. Munach segol, munach segol. So the munach has a half square below the nun, like before, and it's said pronounced slightly. It sounds slightly different because of the segol. So munach segol. Pause the video if you want to practice that. I'm going to go back to the beginning and do it again. Pashta, munach, zarka, munach segol. Next we have a double munach. And the reason this is here is because it often happens followed by a revi'i. So listen to how the phrase goes. Munach, munach, revi'i. I'll do that again. Munach, munach, revi'i. And you'll see so far we've had 4 different munachs, 4 different sounding munachs. So you can really tell that it belongs to the note which is following how it sounds. But I kind of think of it as a join in to the next note. So the first one, munach, and then munach, and then munach, munach, revi. Okay, on to the third line, mapach pashta. So we had pashta before, and we know that goes up. Pashta. But with a mapach, that's actually the opposite. It's a down. So it goes, mapach, pashta. And you can have a mapach on its own, but often it does come with pashta. So it's mapach, pashta. Now, zakef katon is a bit like the munach segal, more like a filler-in note kind of thing. So I'm going to do it with mapach pashta, because it often comes like that. Mapach pashta, zakef katon, zakef katon. You do that? Zakef katon. Now here's my most dramatic note. Zakef gadol. Okay? It's with a line and 2 dots like a theatrical. Zakef gadol. Zakef gadol. I almost think it's like someone coming out onto the stage, like Haman or something. Zakef gadol. So we'll do that whole line. Mapach pashta, zakef katon, zakef gadol. It's mapach pashta, zakef katon, zakef gadol. And the next line, mercha tipcha munachet nachta. This is like standard trop. This is what you get the whole time. And you probably recognize it. Mercha tipcha munachet nachta. For example, you often get it with Vayomer Adonai LeMoshe Le'emor. So Vayomer Adonai El Moshe Le'emor. Mercha tipcha munach et nachta. Now the slightly tricky or complicated thing about this is you won't always get the 4 of them together. You'll always get nachta, but it may come with a mercha tipcha. It may become with a tipcha munach, or it may become like the 4 of them together. So I'm going to do the 4 of them together first. Mercha tipcha munach et nachta. I'm going to do it without the mercha. It's the same, just without the mercha. Tipcha munach et nachta. Or you may get without the munach. Mercha tipcha et nachta. So you can see in each case, I just missed out one of the notes, and it often comes like that. This is the standard thing. If you don't remember anything else, just remember Mercha Tibcha Munach Etnachta. And often the Etnachta, if it's at the end of the pasuk, it's a soft pasuk. So it would go Mercha Tibcha Munach Etnachta. So instead of Etnachta, it goes Etnachta. Okay, the next line is Pazer. I think of this as a double. So it's the most exciting note we've had so far. It goes up, and it's a bit like a Zarka, which we had as the third note. Zarka was Zarka, but it's a double-ended. So it goes Pazer. You see how it's like a double Zarka? Pazer. Now we have the next two notes, Tlisha Katana and Tlisha Gadala. And you'll see the only difference on the actual note is that they're pointing, one pointing backwards, one pointing forwards. So Tlisha Katana, which is actually, I think, more usual, is pointing to the right. It's definitely slightly more complicated, and they often come with the Pazer before as well. So Tlisha Katana is Tlisha Katana. I'll do that again. Tlisha Katana. And Tlisha Gadala kind of finishes things off. It's turning to the left, and it's like the end. Tlisha Gadala. So let's put both Tlisha together. Tlisha Katana. Tlisha Gadala. Let's do the whole line. Pazer. Pazer. Tlisha Katana. Tlisha Gadala. Okay, now is Kadma v'Azla. This is like up and over. It looks like a pashta and a mapach. Actually, it's not a mapach, but that's how I think of it, that you're going up and then down, okay? So pashta is pashta, but in this case it's Kadma v'Azla. Kadma v'Azla. And then Azla Gerish is like an Azla. Azla Gerish. So it's Kadma v'Azla. Azla Gerish. And then Gershayim is a curly up note. Gershayim. Do you see how I curled up? Gershayim. Now, Darga often comes with Tavir, which is the two notes together. And Darga is actually one of my favourite notes. So, Darga. We'll do that again. Darga. And then Tavir is the second part of the Darga. Darga. Tavir. Now you can have a Darga on its own, which would go Darga. And you can also have a Tavir on its own, which goes Tavir. And then Yativ Psik, or Yativ Sof Pasuk, is a bit like we had before when we were doing the Mercha Tibcha Menach Nachta. It just goes Yativ Sof Pasuk. So I'm going to do that whole line, the last line. Darga Tavir Yativ Sof Pasuk. Now I'm going to go right from the beginning, right to the end without pause. I'm going to do it slowly once, and then I'll do it fast the next time. Pashta Munach Zarka Munach Segol Munach Revi Mapach Pashta Zakev Katon Zakev Gadol Mercha Tipcha Munach Etnachta Pazeh Tlisha Katana Tlisha Gadola Kadma v'Yazla as la geresh gershayim darga tevir yativ sof pasuk. And now a bit faster. Pashta munach zaka munach zagal munach revi mapach pashta zakev gadol mercha tipcha munach nakta pazeh tlisha katana tlisha gadola kadma v'azla azla geresh gershayim darga tevir yativ sof pasuk. Hope you found this useful. Once again, what you do now is you can go into a chumash or tikkun, and you can look where the note is above the reading, just show you an example, and you can see what it is. So, for example, the first word here is uvalak, and you can see it's like an S. So, on here, what is that? It's our darga. Okay? So, we knew it darga. That's uvalak. And then actually that's followed by tevir. So, it's darga tevir. Uvalak ben tzipor. Just finish off the pasuk. Melech lemoav ba'et hahi. Do you notice that? It's mercha tipcha, and then actually mercha, but it's like munach hahi, which was the usual, like mercha tipcha munach et nachtar on the fourth line. Mercha tipcha munach et nachta, or sof pasuk. Mercha tipcha munach et nachta, melech lemoav ba'et hahi. Got kadma va'azla va'ishlach melachim, and then munach, and then you can see on the second line munach revi'i. Munach revi'i al bilam bimbo. It shows a double, but you just do a single. Torah. We've got daga and tevir. Asher al hanahar eretz bnei amo likro lo le'emo hine. Now we've got mapach pashta. It's actually a double pashta, but just for now we'll do a single. Am yatza mitzrayim hinei chisa et ein haaretz. Now the end of the pasuk, you can see it just got mercha tipcha sof pasuk. V'hu yoshev mimuli. Okay, I'm not going to go on now, but that's the basic idea behind Leining. I hope you found this useful. Please feel free to ask any questions. Please do subscribe to the channel for more. And hope you found this useful. Please do leave comments.